Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadamba Reads the Holy Books of India, Ramayana274. As you may remember, Hanuman was still looking around for Sita. I have never once looked at women with lustful eyes. He pondered for a moment and told himself, I'm not moved by the sight of these women, and my senses are unaffected. I have seen them in different positions and embarrassing poses, but my mind is not dwelling on the sight of them at all. I can see that it is the mind which controls the senses, and for me the mind is firm, and so I have incurred no sin. And again, to look for a woman, I have to search only in the midst of women. My mind is not involved, and I am unaffected by the beauty of these women. He pursued his search, and still Sita was not to be found. He came out of the palace and went again inside to search anew for her. He looked for her in the flowered arbors in the garden and in summer houses. She was not seen anywhere. He was now almost certain that Sita was dead. He thought, she is the symbol of chastity, and unable to bear the oppression of the Rakshasas. She must have been terrified. She must have been preferring death. Or perhaps Ravana killed her, since she had refused his intentions. I have looked everywhere, and she's not to be seen. I have failed in my mission. When I go back, all the Vanaras will crowd round me and ask me, what did you do in Lanka? Tell us what you have achieved. What am I to say to them? If I fail them, they will all die, as was decided earlier. They will censure me in their hearts, and Angada with Jambavan will not respect me anymore. I must not give in to this weakness of mind. The only way to fight weakness is to stand firm and refuse to be oppressed by depression. It is this firmness which will make people keep on trying until they succeed. I will not let my mind lose its firmness. I will pursue the quest until I find her. He went in and out of thousands of mansions, large and small. He searched in the gardens and pleasure houses and in the arbors covered with creepers. In the palace of Ravana there was not an inch of ground which he had not covered, and yet Sita could not be seen. Hanuman was more and more convinced that Sita was dead. He thought, Sampati told us in no uncertain terms that Sita was here, and yet I have not found her. There's no place which I have left out, perhaps on the way. When Ravana brought her, she slipped from his grasp and fell down dead. Perhaps her heart stopped in sheer terror when she realized the dread fate which awaited her in the shape of Ravana. Horrified at the thought that Ravana had touched her with his filthy hands, she had killed herself. Thinking on the charming face of her Lord Rama, she must have killed herself. Or perhaps she is a captive in some secret cell in Ravana's mansion and is bemoaning her fate. I don't know what I should do now. To go back and tell Rama this piece of news would be unwise, and yet to hold back the truth is also wrong. Wherever I look, there does not seem to be even a single ray of hope. Hanuman was sitting on top of a pillar, and he was in the depths of despair. He thought again, I must think again and act. I should not go back without knowing the fate of Sita. If I go back with failure writ on my face, my companions will be heartbroken. When I acquaint them, and then my king and Rama, that Sita could not be found, what will they say? Rama will give up his life. He'll not find anything worth living for once Sita is dead. With him will die Lakshman. This will kill Bharata and also Shatrughna. Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.